Facebook group, the Boston Sports Talkers, and Robert also runs a group, Why We Love Boston. And I don't think anyone knows more and loves Boston history more than Robert Heidelberg. Let's give it up for Robert.
All right.
Robert, talk about your love and in your words, simple words, what makes Boston such a unique and amazing city?
Well, we just got classic people here. I mean, we have people that come from all over the world, especially New York and Philadelphia, to go to school here. And we got the athletes that come from all over the world to play for the Boston teams, and then they stick around afterwards. So the culture of the diversity and everything from Cambridge to Revere to Charlestown to Quincy, and we've got so much history here with Paul Revere and John Adams. And Ben Franklin was born here, and then we have the Boston Patriots and the Boston Braves and the Boston Red Sox and the Boston Breakers, and it goes on and on and on. The sports scene is phenomenal. We're Titletown and hub of the universe. Just great people here.
Talk about the fact that, like we spent yesterday in Boston, and buildings like the Faneuil Hall and the old North End Church are like over 300 years old. It's, to me, what makes Boston so unique. It's got so much amazing history that other cities can never talk about.
Well, it started in 1630. 1630 was the Shawmut Peninsula. It was an Indian territory here. And then it became the town of Boston, and then eventually in 1822, the city of Boston. But Paul Revere, his actual name was Paul Revere. It was French. And his father changed his name to Englishise it because he was a silversmith, and there was a lot of British here. So his name is actually changed when his father moved here. But the history of the Boston Massacre and Sam Adams and the Revolutionary War and one if by land and two if by sea and on the opposite shore will I be, Paul Revere when he landed over there, the USS Constitution. We have so much history and culture here. It's amazing. The John Hancock buildings. You just got to love Boston. There's so many people that have contributed to the history of Boston, including what we're doing nowadays.
Talk about, in your opinion, of being someone that loves this city, talk about the impact of the Jimmy Fund in Boston.
Well, it started here, and there's a nice statue, right around the corner from here, with the Boston Braves. The Boston Braves was a baseball team, and eventually moved to Milwaukee and then Atlanta. But we had two baseball teams here, the Boston Braves and the Boston Red Sox, and we actually had a Boston Braves football team that changed their name when they moved to Fenway Park and became the Boston Redskins, and then eventually moved and became the Washington Redskins. But the Jimmy Fund and what they've done for the research, this is a world-class organization. What they've done to save people's lives in so many ways. Just in the last 10 or 15 years, never mind what they've been doing for 50 years with Ted Williams and behind the scenes, there's so many hockey players and baseball players and just famous people that come here behind the scenes and just do a tremendous amount. The philanthropy of what people do in Boston, from millions and millions of people that just donate $10, to help save people's lives. It's just absolutely amazing, and what we have here is spectacular.
I truly believe this, that, not too many people expected much of the 2013 Red Sox, and it was the Boston bombing and the marathon of 2013, and I truly believe the spirit of Boston strong, neighbor helping neighbor, friend helping friend, that played a huge role in the Red Sox winning the World Series. Talk about that.
It's very emotional for people even nowadays. I was at the Patriots Hall of Fame doing something with Gino Cappelletti and the Patriots when it happened. And there were Patriots players and people in the stands. And I knew someone that was 30 feet away from when the bomb happened. And it was just a bomb of just a war zone here, and to have everyone come together. The pictures and the Jeff Bauman and the police and the fire and the nurses, and it's still very, very emotional for a lot of people, and it's going to be for some time. The Boston Marathon is a special event to begin with, but to see what we've done to pull together. But there's still a lot of raw emotion out there, and One of my buddies that was there, he says if he hears a car backfire, he starts crying because I mean it was heart wrenching and I mean the trial's going on right now and there's still a lot of raw emotion out there. So you know, for the Red Sox to pull us through that, I mean you always hope that there's someone that can help you rise above that, and Johnny Gomes and David Ortiz and the whole team. That healed a lot of people, at least helped to heal a lot of people.
I remember my mom and I went to Abe and Louie Steakhouse the Saturday night before that, and then to hear what happened that following Monday was really earth-shattering. To think that we were at Abe and Louie Steakhouse on Boylston Street, and then not even 48 hours later, a terrible tragedy would occur. It still kind of startles me to this day.
I mean, you can't imagine that it happened here, you know, but it happened, and to be that close to the hospitals and to have the people just do whatever they could. They were risking their lives. They didn't know if there was going to be another bomb or there was, you know, no one had any idea what was happening, but people just risked their life to just save people. I mean, you know, the Donahue kid that, you know, that was pretty much dead and they brought him back. I mean, just the stories go on and on and on. And what the nurses and the doctors did and the fire people, I mean, they shut down the city for a couple hours. No one could make a phone call. I mean, you just can't even imagine. Just there's a buddy of mine that his wife was in the building and she needed to get some medication and she had to leave her apartment to go to get medication and she couldn't get it because everything shut down. And to work that maneuver that to get to the hospital to get her cancer medication, you know, during that time where everything was shut down, you couldn't go anywhere. I mean, they just shut down the city, but she got there and she was able to, you know, get what she needed. But what people did to help each other, it's still a tough thing to talk about.
Absolutely, Robert. If you had to pick one thing in Boston you absolutely love the most, I know it's putting you on the spot, but what's the one place or the one thing you love about Boston the most?
I love Fenway Park and I love Tom Brady and the Patriots.
All right.
So that's a tough call. For the last 9 years, I actually got a job working for the Patriots, and at every Patriots home game to see what Tom Brady has done. I mean, I saw him when he had his first game in 2001. I was a fan then, and you know, I wrote a book called Total Patriots. It's the 50-year history of the team, so I'm a passionate fan about the Patriots. But you know, I was around in the 70s when I went to school here at Northeastern, and I saw the Yankees and the Boston Massacre against the Yankees, and to come through in 2004 when we won. But those are two special places that if I was to be anywhere, and you know, you mentioned Bradley, that you saw Billy Joel. I saw Bruce Springsteen at Fenway Park, and that's a highlight of my life too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Guys, let's, you know, and if you want to go on Facebook, Why We Love Boston, Robert Heidelberg. Robert, thank you so much for sharing, and we'll keep in touch.
Very good. Here's the book here.
Very cool.
Very
Total
cool.
Patriots. It looks like a fabulous book, and let's have Mr. Brady win his 5th ring this year.
Absolutely. This is an incredible game, and that play by Malcolm Butler is the greatest play in history.
All right, absolutely. Robert Heidelberg, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome.